Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new, I was gonna say he, him pronouns before I introduce myself. I'm gonna keep that in anyway. For those of you who are new, I'm Lev and I use he, him pronouns. Welcome to my channel. Um, if this is your first video, I make a bunch of content. A lot of it is about my life if you peruse through my channel. Yeah, in this video, there's just like, oh my God, there's people on like e-bike. They're just like doing wheelies and stuff over there, like a whole crew of them. Oh my God, there's a lot of people on wheelies. There's a lot of people on e-bikes. Damn. I'm recording by river. Like I'm at a table that's just like 15 meters from the river and there's like a trail there. So people are going by a lot. In this video, I want to talk about solo dates and why you should take yourself out and not wait for people. So I went to Canada 2 3 months ago and it was my first solo trip ever. Like I've never been overseas by myself until then. I have been overseas before, like family. I've been interstate before with family, but I've never been anywhere by myself. Like basically outside of the state that I live in, Victoria. And when I was over there, I did meet people because I was doing volunteering with a university, co-running songwriting workshops. But other than that, and we did have a few brunches or like dinners together. But aside from that, I was basically solo traveling. And what I did that I didn't really do back here home in Melbourne is go out. And I don't just mean I go for a walk around my neighborhood and come back. I mean actually go out and hang out and do things by myself. Like when I was in Canada, I went to museums by myself. I hiked up, I went to Toronto, Ottawa, Gatineau. Like I stayed in Gatineau, which is like a little, it's in Quebec, which is the French-speaking province of Canada. And I stayed in that little town area, and then it's right across the bridge from Ottawa, which is the capital city of Canada, Ontario, which is a completely different province. Or if you live in Australia, it's a different state and territory. And I also went to Montreal. So what was I saying? I went to like in Montreal. There's like Mount Royal, and it's like a very well-known famous park, and you walk up and you see like lookout of the whole city. You get like a whole city lookout of there. I went to the Biodome in Montreal. I went on the CN Tower in Canada. So that's like the tower. I mean, I went in Toronto. It's in Toronto. So it's like the tall tower. You can Google it. It's CN Tower. And I did the edge walk, which is like walking around the outside of the tower, like on the edge of the tower, like outside. On the day I did it, it was like raining and it was windy, so I got like a free shower afterwards, and we got a free hypothermia. Everyone who went on the day basically got free hypothermia. We had to wear these suit things, but it wasn't waterproof, so we was completely soaked. By the time I got down, I was so cold. Luckily, I brought a hoodie, so that helped a lot. Yeah, I bungee jumped in Montreal. That was a funny story because it was spontaneous. Like I didn't wake up planning to bungee jump. Like I was just like, I want to go to like old Montreal and see the waterfront and the wharf. And then I saw a crane in the distance and I'm like, why is there a crane here? And then I didn't see any construction because usually when I see a crane, it's usually with a construction site. I'm like, oh yeah, they're building something. But like this one was across the water and there was no construction. And then I see a sign in front of me saying, Montreal bungee jumping, however 100 meters ahead. And I'm like, I'm doing this. And that was probably the most spontaneous thing I've done is I walked past bungee jumping, then I signed up on the spot, then I climbed up 12 flights of stairs and I jumped off a crane. It was terrifying, but it was so fun. What else did I do? I went out, I ate a lot. I went to different restaurants by myself. I went to try poutine, which is a Canadian national dish. Not a fan of it. I didn't finish half of it and then I just, nope. I'm just not used to that. that type of food. It was just like, even though I had a salad next to me, which helped me eat a lot of, like half of it, I still couldn't finish poutine. And I got the regular size. It wasn't even the large size. And then everyone else around me was like eating and they finished the whole plate. And I'm just like sitting here like, I'm struggling. Not because I was full, but because I'm just not used to eating that type of food. And so I just couldn't finish it. I went to like explore cities by myself. I walked around, explored different food courts in different areas. Whenever there's a shop that interests me, I'll just walk in there and just see what they have. Like I went to a lot of cafes by myself, and that's where I did a lot of writing as well. So I have a Bluetooth. Actually, I can show you right now. I have like a portable keyboard. It comes in this cute little bag. I mean, it's not drop proof, but it's like dust proof. And it's basically a foldable Bluetooth keyboard. So I go to a lot of cafes and I write a lot because I love writing. I'm currently writing a novella, like a psychological horror novella that's choose your own adventure, as in you are the protagonist and the decisions you make affect the course of the story and you know whether people survive or not. Anyway, I have this keyboard which I've been using since like I've been using for the past 8 months. I brought my trip overseas early in the year and I brought it to Canada, and I spend a lot of time writing. This thing helps me so much instead of holding my phone. And yeah, I go to a lot of different cafes. I just explore. Oh, it also comes with like a little phone holder thing. So you put your phone here or just lean. I go to a lot of cafes and just explore different drinks. I don't drink alcohol and I don't really drink coffee because I don't really tolerate caffeine very well. It really messes up my sleep. So yeah, I go to different cafes. I just go out and do all of these things alone. And I don't feel any shame. I don't feel any guilt. I don't feel any embarrassment. And I don't really, have these thoughts in my head where it's like, why aren't you going with someone? Because I don't need to. And that's what I'm going to dive into more in this video. Before my trip to Canada, I did go out alone. I would go to like cafes, but then usually I wouldn't sit at cafes. Like I would just go to cafes, buy a drink, usually Starbucks, I'll buy a drink and then go home. But now I spend time in cafes. I sit there. I enjoy the ambience. I absorb the vibe. I just make myself at home there instead of always having to rush and go home. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't. What was I saying? I was saying something. Oh yeah, I didn't really go out alone much. Like whenever I went out, like museum or like to see this new movie. Actually, not so much with movies. Movies, I would just go by myself. That's probably the only thing I would do here alone. But I wouldn't go to like museums by myself. This new thing I see in the city, this new festival. I always felt like I had to make time to go with friends or family. It's like this weird barrier and belief in my brain that I have to wait to go with someone. Yeah, the belief that I had to wait for people to go with. Like I had to wait until I can make time with my friend and that I couldn't just go alone. But why? Like I don't know where that belief came from. And it was like ingrained into me subconsciously somehow that it has to be social. That it's like something like shameful to go out alone because you look like a loner or something. But solitude time's actually quite helpful, and for me it's very healthy. Like I need solitude time. Like I need to be alone. I need to go out alone because I learn more about myself. I okay, this is a good analogy. It's like, imagine if we're in a relation, like romantic relationship. Imagine we're in a romantic relationship with someone and then we neglect it. It's not gonna grow. Nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna grow. You're not gonna learn anything about each other because you're not putting time into it. You're not putting love into it. You're not putting effort into it. And then for the longest time, I've been neglecting myself. It's like, how do I know about myself? How do I learn about myself? How do I nourish this relationship with myself if I don't spend time with myself? And I don't mean spending time with myself by just lying in bed and watching Netflix. That's not what I mean. I mean going out and exploring the world and going on adventures, just like I would with friends, family, and my romantic partners. It's like, why don't I do this with myself, but I do it with every single like everyone else in my life? Am I not important? Apparently so. Until now, that is. So, like, I've been challenging this belief that I have to wait because I don't. If I want to go somewhere, I'll go somewhere. If I see this new restaurant I want to try, I'm going to go try it. Like, I don't want to sit around and feel restless and just being like, I want to go here. I just never have the opportunity. I never have the opportunity. I never have the opportunity because I never make the opportunity for myself. I never give myself permission to do it. Again, until now, until I went overseas. Um, yeah, I'm just really like excited to talk about this because and like because it's like I felt so stuck for the longest time, and I'm just hoping that when you hear my experience and what I'm saying, that you can start being unstuck also, because let's face it, adulting is hard. Everyone's working, everyone's busy, and me, I literally see my friends once a month. And I'm like, well, I message them online and I talk to them, but I don't see them face to face for like a month at a time. And I'm like, so every time I go out, every time I want to do something, I have to wait a month to do it with them. I have to wait for a month to go see this movie. I have to wait for a month to go see this exhibit. I have to wait for a month to try this cafe. No, I don't. I don't have to wait a month to do it because I can just go myself. And there's no shame in that. You see, I'm very, very, very like energetic about this because I'm so frustrated that I've been like, no one, like, it's so simple. It seems so simple, right? You can just go alone and it's okay to go alone. There's no shame in that. You don't have to wait. And I'm just like, it's so seemingly obvious. So then I'm like, I haven't been doing it for the longest time. And I'm like, there's also something very like socially freeing about going out alone because I'm autistic, right? And so I like pacing myself. Sometimes when I go out in group situations, I don't ask for breaks because I feel like I'm gonna like slow the group down, or I feel like I feel like I'm a burden. That's why this through going out alone, I challenge like neurotypical expectations in a way because I go at my own pace. Like I don't just go fast, 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 fast all the time. Like I slow down. I honor my needs. Like I honor my intuition. My intuition says slow down, sit down here for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I do that. I can easily navigate that. If I go somewhere and it's too loud, then I'll leave. If I go somewhere and I don't like the environment, I'll leave. I don't force myself to stay in environments that I don't like because there's like, I'm not going with anyone. Like I have no social attachment or social expectation that I need to feel. Like if I go out with people and they like a specific, I don't know, bar or something, like I haven't been to bars, but hypothetically, I used to go in a group situation and it's so loud. Like it's like in a social situation, if I go into a loud bar with people, it's either I leave or like I stay there and tolerate it because they've already chosen the spot. Like it's hard to just be like, hey everyone, let's leave this entire area and go to a quieter cafe or something because I hate this noise. Like that's harder to do. And then it just makes me feel like I'm like ruining everyone's fun because they like the bar and I hate the bar. So like going out alone, I basically don't go to bars. Like I hate how loud it is. And another like side tangent rant is, why do some cafes turn on music so loud? Like it's literally like 11 a.m. and they're blasting music like it's a rave. I'm like, this is a cafe, not a rave. You don't need to turn the music that loud. And it's like, I can't even hear my own thoughts. It's just like, why? Why do places do that? It's meant to be a nice area to like sit and have coffee and talk to people and do work, not rave and party. So the loud, obnoxious music is completely unnecessary. I'm not at a music festival. I'm not at a carnival. I'm not at a bar. I'm not at a club. Okay, you don't need to turn the music that loud. Okay, that's my side tangent rant, because I keep getting frustrated, and so when I go into those cafes and I have a bad experience, I make a note on my Google Maps and I'm like loud music, then I probably won't come back there. But there are other cafes, in saying that, there are other cafes that are very cozy that I like. Like they don't blast obnoxious music. Like they play music, but it's really like soft and gentle in the background. It's background music, not party music. It's very, it, it's warm in there in the middle of winter. Like it, like we're at the, well, not we, because I don't know where you live. But for me in Australia, it's like beginning of spring now, end of winter. So it's getting to warm up more. But on cold days still, going to cozy cafes that are really cozy and warm and have nice ambient music. The chattering of people isn't too loud. Like it's just, yeah. That's right. I was talking about unmasking and then I went on a tangent. Yeah. Going out alone, like, allows me to unmask more. I don't have to, scream over loud environments to talk to people. I don't have to force myself to do anything. I don't want to. There's like no like even implicit or subconscious social pressure on myself to act a certain way or look a certain way and or not stim and don't do anything embarrassing, etc., etc., etc. All of these social things that take up a lot of energy, I don't have to worry about when I go out alone. I can just do whatever I want. For example, right, when I was at a restaurant, it was like I ate late because I went swimming and it was like 4 p.m. So it was like a weird hour. It wasn't lunchtime, it wasn't dinner time. So it was the restaurant was quite like empty. And so I was like, I had a table at the back and I ordered my food already. And then I didn't just sit there and just like, because I didn't feel like it. I didn't sit there and just like watch videos on my phone. I felt like stretching. So I was literally standing next to my table and just doing like post swimming stretches and stuff like that. And I have absolutely no shame. Like I had no shame in doing that. None at all. But if I was in a social situation and I was with people, there's no way I would have done that. Or maybe not no way, like I'd be very much disinclined to do that when I'm with a bunch of other people. And so this is what I mean by the socially freeing, especially being autistic, and just the power of just unmasking when I'm alone. The only expectations are the ones I put on myself. And in being alone, whatever expectations I might have on myself socially, or even just like ingrained, then I start breaking. I start challenging, being like, oh yeah, you don't have to do it like this. Just do it your way. You need to stim, just start stimming. If you need to move your legs, just stand up and just start tapping your feet. Just do whatever. Like, honestly, this is why I like going out alone. I'm not saying I don't like hanging out with people, but it's so different just going out alone. And it's something that should be normalized more often instead of just waiting. On a related note about waiting, like you don't need to save things for the perfect occasion. That's a bug. You don't need to save things sort of like certain like if you're waiting to go to a certain restaurant or do a certain thing, well, like well, sorry, not let me word this again. If you're trying to save like this restaurant or this experience, say for a date, don't just do it. Don't save things. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity, because the perfect opportunity doesn't exist if we don't make time for it to happen. We're going to be that's why it's like we're going to be don't save things. If you want to do it, just find your own time, organize your own schedule and go and do it. Well, there are some things that you can't do alone. Like, for example, I can't play escape rooms alone here because it's minimum 2 players for some rooms. Other rooms, minimum 4 players. So there are things like that that have like, barriers to it, which then I have to save to do with people. But for things that you don't, that they aren't like requirements for teams or stuff like that, don't save it. There is no perfect occasion. Don't save it. Don't wait for, your friends' calendars to all align to go and do this thing. Don't wait. Just do it. Just go and do it. Do it yourself. You really want to do it? Just go and do it. Don't wait. That's that's what I want to say this whole video. Don't wait. Just do it. Like I can't do that Shia Belief gift where he's just like, just do it. Just do it. That yeah. I think that's all for this video. It's just like going very expressive rant here because this is something I want people to know. It's like needs to be normalized. Just solitude. There's no shame in going out to eat alone. There's no shame in going to the cinema alone. There's no shame in going to the museum alone. There's no shame on going to a cafe alone. There's no shame in doing things in solitude. There's no shame in it. And there should be no shame in it. There should be no shame, including social shame. I didn't want to say that too fast. I was stumbling on my words. There should be no shame whatsoever. And if you do feel shame, start challenging it. And the way you challenge it is by starting to do things alone and rewiring the thoughts you have in your brain. Like you challenge it by having concrete evidence that you got out alone, nothing bad happens, and you might actually find yourself enjoying it. And you're like, I want to do more of this. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and you've, got something out of it, or my expressive, very expressive talk. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Hope the lighting wasn't too awful throughout this video. Until next time, take care. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, night, wherever you are in the world. I said at the end of every podcast episode, I might start using it here. And I will see you in the next one.